Today I wanted to just talk about my impressions of the MacBook Pro since I've had it for about 3 months now. Uh, as a music producer, I think that when this MacBook was first announced, there was a lot of excitement because of the power and the extra screen real estate, the updates to the keyboard. But there was some trepidation due to the issues that a lot of plugins were having with the Catalina software. So I know at first a lot of software developers were telling musicians to basically hold on and not update to Catalina for a little while. And of course, that caused a little bit of a problem for those of us that wanted to get the new MacBook Pro, the 16-inch model, because it came loaded with Catalina. So I had jumped in before all the plugin developers of the plugins that I use had said that it was okay to go ahead and upgrade to Catalina. I felt like it was worth it to get the computer and deal with any plugin issues as they came up, because I knew that they would be worked out eventually by the software developers. So that's what I did, and I actually had a really great experience doing that. Most of the plugins that I had by the time I got the computer already had they already were upgraded and worked well with Catalina. The DAW I use is Studio One, and the latest version of Studio One works perfectly fine with Catalina. And the only holdout was the BFD3 by F Expansion, but they have recently given us an updated version of that, and that's working great for me as well. So this is my first MacBook that I've ever owned, and I have to say that after owning it for 3 months, I am extremely happy with it. I don't know that I would ever buy anything other than a MacBook in the future, as long as I can afford it and as long as I maintain this level of quality. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. I've been able to record anything that I do, and it barely even scratches the surface in terms of the amount of power that it's using with the CPU and the RAM and everything else. I've said this in a few other videos. My disclaimer with that is, I don't really do any orchestral type scoring, or any sort of dance music like EDM, which I know can be a little bit more processor intensive than maybe what I do. I do a lot of indie rock, down tempo, trip hop type stuff. So, but for what I do, it's worked flawlessly. I have an old Focusrite Sapphire Pro 40, and that works just fine with Catalina. No issues with any of that. So, the keyboard, for those of you that are wondering about the MacBook keyboard, the key it feels great. I've had no issues with the new keyboard, so that's been great. And the touch bar too. I've actually found the touch bar to be very useful. So enough talking. What I want about that stuff. What I really wanted to show with this video is just, I kind of wanted to give a rundown of some of the plugins I use in case any of you guys are wondering whether you should upgrade to Catalina or get this MacBook, and wondering if it works with any of your plugins. Like I said, I use Studio One, so that's my DAW. But here on the side here, we can just kind of go over some of the plugins that I'm using, and just so you know that they're compatible, and I haven't had any issues with them. So the F Expansion stuff, BFD3, guys, that's all working great. I have this Centronic keyboard by IK Multimedia. That's working fine. Power drum kit working great. Battery, I don't really use battery. That was a demo, so I can't really speak to that. Or the contact player is working, but I barely use that. It has worked, but I can't speak 100% to what it does as far as Catalina. Reactor, however, I use it a lot, and that's working without any issue as well. So yeah, this is no problem. Those are some of the big ones. F Expansion, the drum software, and the Reactor synthesizer are big ones for me. All the PreSonus stuff, of course, is working. The Waves bass fingers. This is working fine. The Electric 88's working fine. What else? What else? I have Serum, Cthulhu. That's all good. Let's close this down here. So, yeah, this stuff's all working fine. So as we put Serum in here, yeah, no, I mean no issues with any of that stuff. Um, for some of the effects stuff that I use a lot of a lot of the Waves plugins, and those are good. Let me move this out of the way. It's kind of bothering me. So I use the Abbey Road stuff, the J37, the Kramer tape stuff, the Sheps Omni, the SSL channels. These are all working just fine. What else do I got here? Isotope Elements. Actually, I just got this, and that's maybe will be another video. This thing is amazing mastering plugin. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, you guys can see here what I'm using. It all sounds good. Yeah, everything's looking good here. I put let's see here. Let's this Chef's Omni channel. Let's see, that thing is working. It's like all this stuff is working great for me. Sound Toy stuff is working good. I even got a Dbrand skin for this laptop because I was getting nervous about nicking it up because I'm a little bit OCD about my stuff. So here's some footage of what the Dbrand skin looks like. So as you can see, I just got the matte black version of the skin. I just wanted something simple. It feels really good. It's got a nice grip to it, and the instructions online for Dbrand putting this stuff on is pretty easy to follow. It's a little tricky to get on, but it's not really problematic. I really like the way that it feels and how it protects the computer. So yeah, I am super happy with it. Like I hope what I was hoping to show you guys is that there's a lot of plugins out there that are working just fine with Catalina. Um, the the What's another nice thing about the MacBook is I can do all my video editing on the MacBook. It's nice to be able to move it around and sit on the couch or whatnot and do the video editing. I just use QuickTime to record screen captures and iMovie to do the editing, and that's all working great. So yeah, I definitely very happy with this computer. Nothing to complain about. And if you're looking to you maybe get it and you had some questions about as a music producer what plugins would work and what are the gotchas on it, I would say that you're in pretty good shape if you wanted to pick up one of the new MacBooks. Okay, hopefully that helps. Thanks for watching.